Okay, why buyers agents beat estate agents when buying UK property. Now, this is probably a new thing, and it's not a terminology that's used very regularly, so you may not have heard it. Most of the time you'll be familiar with an estate agent, okay? The challenge here is if you're looking to buy a property, an estate agent represents the opposite side. So even though they may appear your best friend, they follow you up, they love you to bits, they kiss your baby, whatever it is, the reality is they are an estate agent and they are representing the seller, okay? A buyer's agent represents you. So this is a key distinction. Now, they still have a duty of care to you, and they can't lie, they can't do things like that. And you know what? For the most part, the industry is becoming a lot better now, but the reality is they represent the other side, okay? So we're a buyer's agent. We represent you guys, all right? We've got your best interest in heart. We're going to get the best value for you, etc., etc., etc. And look, I think the other thing is with an estate agent, they generally work in a small area, and even if they're UK-wide, okay, they work, maybe a franchise for that local area. So in that local area, they have a limited amount of property. And I think one of the keys here is that limited amount of property, that is what they have to sell you. So that is what they're going to pitch you. And if you say, well, what about this area? That's not their area. They may act as if they can go and get stuff, but there's no interest there. There's no commission in it for them, okay? And remember, they're acting for the seller, not you, all right? Whereas we're very different. As a buyer's agent, not only can we go in and speak to those agents and find their property, we can do that. We can have a broad base, we have relationships with over 300 developers. In fact, heaps of developers. And even if we don't know a developer, and look, some of those are really good, relationships that we've been doing for 18 years or whatever, and some of them are we know them, they know us, we can probably call them up and have a conversation, but we've not really done many deals, or we may not have done a deal, but we know them, okay? So that variety. But the great thing about a buyer's agent is we have access to pretty much the whole market. So if you say, I particularly like this area because I think it's going to go up, now we may say to you, because we're representing your interest, remember, we may say, actually, we think that's a terrible area. And a lot of times this does happen, all right? And I'll explain why. Because you go to a local estate agent, they'll build that area up fantastically. They'll show you in the news where it's saying this has been the best area to buy, blah, blah, blah. And you know what the distinction is we'll say, yes, it was last year and the year before, but it's already seen this growth. And you know what? Now it's in this stagnant period. So you're going to buy at the top and own it through the top, yeah? Where we're going to present to you, because it's in your interest and our interest, obviously, we want you to make money, we're going to find somebody that's there that hasn't done this yet. That's what we want to do. We want to get you that uplift, and that's the key. That is our core focus, effectively, yeah? So that's one of the key things. And I think, the other side of it is look, full portfolio management. Most estate agents, they are there to either let property or sell property. They may also manage the tenancy, but what they won't do is the portfolio management. In other words, they're not really skilled in sitting there going, actually, this is the market we're heading into, this is the strategy you should be looking at doing. Because they're representing the seller who says, this is a property I need to sell. So they need to do whatever they can. So the last thing they want to do is sit down and plan out and say, actually, you need to sit down and just, the market's starting to come down, you've got a good equity, or maybe you've got, too much, not enough cash flow and too much capital. You need to actually get a bit more capital, remortgage, whatever. So we'll talk you through that full portfolio management. And that's one of the key distinctions of a buyer's agent versus an estate agent, okay? So we're on your side, we're there, and, and effectively we're getting paid by you guys, and that's who we're representing, all right? So that's key. And you know what, even, it doesn't matter, we have relationships with all these developers, but make no mistake, it's you who are our clients, and it's you who we're going to spend literally hours with. In most cases, somewhere between 5 and 10 hours we'll spend on the phone, face-to-face, Zoom, explaining to you, getting you that certainty, explaining all of these concepts, yeah? I mean, this video series, if you go through this whole video series, plus then, ask questions and all that sort of stuff, this is the sort of stuff that you've got readily available, okay? All right, we'll see you on the next one. So like, subscribe, and be sure to comment, and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you download a copy of the book, UK Property Investment Guide for 2023, which covers all 23 of these topics in detail, and really will get you a really good foundation of understanding and certainty built. So simply download it, fill out your details, and we look forward to chatting real soon.